Very interesting chats with Hannelie this morning. What a dynamic person, and she's brought the coolest energy into our space, and now she's going to cook for me. That's the final box ticked. We're in the kitchen with our very special guest this morning, visual artist and innovator Hannelie Coetzee, and she is here to show us a recipe that she absolutely adores, that she makes at home, and she promises is really quick and simple, which is ticking another box for me. I've recently gotten into curries as a great way of introducing a healthier eating option. It lends itself to very flavorful vegetable recipes. And often when we go veg, we often kind of think that you're going to lessen the flavor, or it's going to be boring, that you don't get that punch. But this, looking at the amount of spices going in there, is going to pack a punch. So talk us through what we're making this morning.
Sure. So it's my favorite chickpea curry. It's Patrick Holford made it.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah, so I've been making it for about a decade, maybe a bit more. So I've got my own spin on it with other things that sort of come and go. But the basics are really to, get a little bit of oil going.
I mean, I've relied, Patrick Holford was part of, I think that was at the Real Meal Revolution, was the first kind of big shift in my thinking and approach to food and dealing with whole...
Which is a bit hearty, but I'm just going to put it down a little.
Go.
Yeah. So this is a trick that I actually learned from Jamie Oliver. That's a bit wild.
Release the aromas.
Take it off
there we go.
Sorry.
No, it wouldn't be a day in our kitchen without some healthy aromas and smoke permeating.
The magic with frying the tomato sauce before the onion is that it really actually, what did Jamie Oliver say? It's like a base, just so it's like the first sort of flavor that goes into it. But you caramelize it almost.
I love that.
Because it's not as fast as this, but...
no, for sure, and I think that's vital with a curry is you've got to layer the flavors.
Yeah.
You've got to infuse the oil with the flavor that you want to permeate through the dish. So I get that.
Great. So this is the garlic, eh?
Okay.
I'll put that in afterwards.
Garlic paste.
Yeah. And then I make this within like 10 minutes max.
Boom.
The simmering and everything. So the onions can just go for a little bit, like 2 or 3 minutes or so. The very important thing is the chickpeas, you have to really, really rinse them.
Okay.
That takes a bit of the flesh rinse away.
Okay, get that,
so you don't
out.
bloat afterwards. The juice that it lies in is what bloats you.
Bloats you, the aquafaba or whatever it is. Yeah.
Sorry for your potula, guys.
It's okay.
Okay, and then the spices go in. So just give it a minute to settle. And then you basically just hoy everything. That looks like the right amount of salt, not so much pepper.
You can season to taste as you like it. But again, I think it's vital, especially with curries, that you do roast off, you cook those flavors right from the outset.
But very quick, this doesn't need to take long. Right, that looks good. So that can go then like that. So then this, let it go for a little bit longer. But I'm going to add... Let me just taste this.
And you should taste as you go.
Yeah, it's still crunchy. I like veggies crunchy.
They must still have a bit of backbone, yeah.
So just very briefly. And then you basically just heat this up. This doesn't need to be fried or anything.
It doesn't need to be fully cooked, great.
Yeah, it's already cooked. So, and that's already starting to take shape, color-wise, flavor-wise. It's all actually, the frying is in the first 2-3 minutes, and then you just heat everything through together.
Brilliant.
That's why it's so quick.
Let those flavors properly infuse.
So this is about a half a liter, hey? Yeah, 2 cups. So I'm going to just sort of gauge it.
You don't want it to be too liquid.
Yeah, you want it to be a little bit sort of juicy. And then this can go on quinoa or on rice, or you can have it for lunch the next day.
Oh, a little goes a long way as well. I absolutely love that. You can find this recipe on expressoshow.com. It's been perfected over the years, a brilliant, brilliant way to introduce veg. But this is free of so many of the kind of the usual suspects. I love the fact that this is so wholesome and healthy, and that it comes together literally
Very
in
easy.
minutes. Yeah.
Then the magic ingredient that thickens it is just ground almonds.
Oh wow.
And I usually put a lot more than this, so it's quite a paste. But if you don't have ground almonds, you can put 2 tablespoons of peanut butter or tahini, anything nutty that's nut-based.
I'm just going to
and just
thicken
add
and
that.
add that flavor profile. Absolutely
And that just
beautiful.
thickens it naturally without any funny, unhealthy.
Yeah, for sure. Additives. I absolutely love that.
And this then can
easy
sit
peasy.
for a day or 2,
And the
and you
flavors are
can
only
eat it
going to
as you need.
improve.
I usually make it at least 3 times the quantity, give it to some neighbors.
People
so
can
on.
smell it from next door, those aromatics, and they come and they ring the doorbell and they get their absolutely delicious curry. I love it. It's veggie, it's beautiful, and it's kind of an expression of you. So,
And you can add some greens on it. Coriander goes really well with it.
beautiful punch of flavor. Hannelie, thank you so much for
You're
blessing us with your energy and your light, and of course a beautiful, beautiful sculpture as well.
You're very welcome.
It's now the agony of deciding where we're going to put that beautiful piece, but here is an opportunity for you to try something slightly different. Go the veggie route, but don't skimp on any of the flavor. This is absolutely beautiful. Find it on expressoshow.com.